what does it actually mean to be accountable, and how do we become accountable? For the church, it requires an accounting, and to have an accounting, we need an we need a recording of debits and credits. When somebody has committed an error or a mistake, it has a cost attached. And so if we don't start from a foundation of correct accounting, we can't have accounting, we can't create accountability. So there is the personal kind of situation where someone has hurt someone's feelings and they can apologize, and that is a level of accountability which this video isn't about. To have accountability in the real sense, in the Christian sense of the term, the church needs to be the owner of the common assets, so that when you create a cost, that cost could be levied to your account. If you do create a benefit for the church, then the benefit is likewise credited to your account. So the church becomes a ledger, and in this ledger, not personal ownership, but what's called private ownership or commercial assets are recorded, and they're held in common by the body of believers, and we each have a function within this body of accounts as a specialist. And when we do a work, we're paid. But if we destroy something or consume something, then we pay. So the being held accountable is being recorded, is to have an account in the ledger. And basically that's all it is. The church owns the commons, the common resources, the resources that would could be said to be God's, or the natural world. The local church is the local political jurisdiction, the local pool of assets, and we can subtract what's personally owned to some extent, but we're still held accountable to how we use our personal assets. Because we own a car, we can't just burn it. We can't go around and poison the land because we own it personally. So we're always held accountable. But the whole object, or the whole meaning of being accountable and to be held account, is to have an account with the body of believers in the church. And to have that, we need to think of our local church as an island, as an economic island. In a real island, the church would own the island, and the value added to the island through our work, through our ideas, through our industry, is credited to us as a credit. And the impact of our actions in a negative way, our consumption or our harm, is also, so recorded, but as a debit. So this is how we're held accountable. But to get to that point, to be accountable, we have to live according to how the Bible tells us to live, and that's to live in a church where the church owns the means of production, where the church owns the common elements and has a say in how the personal elements are handled. As individuals, we're personally accountable or responsible for our personal assets, but the church is holds us accountable to how we deal with the common elements. So we're paid for what we do, and we're debited for what we do in the negative sense, and that's basically accountability in a nutshell.